Maybe you've had the experience, as I have, where you look at a situation and think, oh, I get it, only to realize a few moments later, no, no, I don't get it. Hi, this is Barry Phillips, the 10-Minute Torah, day one of the Torah portion Vieira. And the word Vieira means, and I appeared. Let's go to Shemot or Exodus, chapter number 5. We're going to back up just a little bit before the beginning of this Torah portion. And chapter 5, verse 22, Moshe returned to Yahweh and said, Yahweh, why have you done evil to this people? And secondly, why did you send me? Now, if we go over to chapter 6, Yah responds to him in verse 2, saying, and Elohim spoke to Moshe and said to him, Ani Yahweh, I am Yahweh. Continuing with verse 3, he says, and I appeared to Abraham, to Yitzhak, and to Yaakov as El Shaddai, and by my name Yahweh was I not known to them. And I also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their sojournings in which they have sojourned. And I've also heard the groanings of the children of Israel whom the Mitzrites are enslaving, and I have remembered my covenant. Lots of information here. So let's go back to Moshe's frustrated, aggravated, disappointed questions. He has made his first attempt to go in and to demand, full of authority, full of boldness, Yah's in this, I got this, walks in, looks at Pharaoh and says, Yah says, let his people go. And instead, things get worse. So much so that the people turn on him and say, Moshe, would you just please keep your mouth shut? Stay out of this. You're only making things worse for us. Moshe is disillusioned. He's frustrated. He's angry. He's upset. And he turns his face toward Yah and says, why are you doing evil to this people? And secondly, and it really gets to the heart of the matter here, I think this is the primary question. The first was secondary. Here's the primary. Why did you send me? If this is not going to work, why did you call me? You could have just left me where I was, doing what I was doing, minding my own business, but no, you show up in a miraculous burning bush and send me off down here, and this is what's happening. Yah could have smoked Moshe where he stood. He could have just then turned to Aaron and said, okay, you're next up. He could have done that, and he might have been legitimate in doing so. And that's the last that we would have heard of Moshe. The long suffering of Yah is far greater than you could ever imagine. And thank you, Yahweh, for your long suffering. I would dare say that everyone watching or listening to this podcast, you are a beneficiary multiple times, perhaps, of the long suffering of Yah, or else we would have all been smoked a long time ago. So Yah, in his great long suffering and his enduring patience and his overwhelming mercy, begins to explain things to Moshe. And he says, look, to the patriarchs I appeared as El Shaddai. Shaddai is linked to the nurturing aspect of Yah. Actually, Shad, is referencing the breast, such as the breast that a mother nurses or nurtures her young. And so he is the nurturing one. He is the all-sufficient one. And it's not that they didn't know the name Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, because he did reveal himself as Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh to them, but experientially, there's a big word, experientially, they knew him most as the one who supplies my need, the one who keeps the covenant, the one who promised that we would have a child, and in our old age we had a child, the one who promised that we would become a nation, and now we are a nation. So he is the all-sufficient one. But now he is revealing himself as Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, primarily the name of mercy, the name of truth. What he could have said, and maybe it would have been a bit clearer to Moshe, might have been, instead of saying, I'm going to send you down again to Mitzrayim, and through you I am going to deliver my people Israel. What he could have said and been, again, more clear about the matter is, I'm going to give to Israel a greater revelation of myself than I gave to the patriarchs. You're going to know me in a greater way. Years ago, many years ago, this would have been back in 2002, praying in my backyard, I heard very, very distinctly, this would have been in May of 2002, the phrase, when you come out, do not recreate what you come out of. Pastoring a church at the time, I had no idea that I was actually going to leave my pastorate. But I hid that in my heart and began to seek him on that. What do you mean? A few months later, we actually did come out of the church, and we started House of David, where I currently lead. And I remember after about a year or so, things were, church-wise, it was still stuff. People were still having issues. And for all of our coming out, everything wasn't perfect. I sought him over that. Father, you said when I came out not to recreate what I came out of. And I started listing all the mechanics of the previous system that we no longer employed. I said, so what did you mean? And he said, son, it's purity of heart. What he was trying to communicate to me was, when you come out, do not create a system where the purity of heart can be overlooked and you can just simply go through the motions without heart allegiance to me. Build something that requires the purity and the allegiance of the heart toward me. And then I heard this word and it kind of just bugged me. I can bless mechanics if they're done with pure heart. Needless to say, my world was wrecked and torn into pieces at that time, and I had to rethink everything. I thought I understood. A little while later, no, I don't understand. Here's the point that we need to have today. When we're asking for deliverance from an issue or circumstance, we're praying about a resolve. What Yah is looking to do is to reveal himself as the deliverer. The resolve will come. The issue can be satisfied. The circumstance can be dealt with. But the most important thing is that we find out who he is. So life has its things. Problems arise. People are people. Stuff happens. And we find ourselves in a bit of a problem, a crisis, maybe even a trauma, a tragedy. We cry out. Yah has allowed these things to come into our lives, not to hurt us, harm us, or disappoint us, not to judge us necessarily. But like Moshe, that we would go to him, okay, what are you doing? I don't understand. And it is in the seeking for the I don't understand style questions to get an answer. Yah says, I'm about to reveal myself because I'm the deliverer. I'm the healer. I'm your answer. I'm your problem resolver. You don't just need a fix. You need me. Find him today. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, shalom.